I've gone again.
You're invisible. Oh, there you go.
I don't know what happened there.
Daniels for a moment. I thought, wow, here we go. You like this? Not a lot.
How are you doing? Okay.
I'm cracking.
I know. I'll just let my cat in. I can hear her crying. Just a second.
Cookie. I don't know why I'm getting the. Why am I not getting that thing like I normally do?
What's that? Evening, Noxie. Evening, Kelsey. I hope you're well, guys.
I've got
two of my favourite people
all over the place. Let me just close some screens down while you talk.
He plays bloody hell when I'm not ready. Look at him.
Well, it's because you were invisible.
I came on and he was sat there as though he were in his smoking lounge with his laid back, ready to go.
Yeah.
And then when he comes on, this happens.
No, you carry on. I'm
Baby's a puff.
Doing it.
I'm sure he'll be along.
I've got something open and it's not showing.
It don't matter. We can
it does for me because it's knacking up my system.
All right. I hope you're talking about computer and not personal things.
No. Computer. Yeah. So
what kind? I noticed this week you've been on an high. I spoke to Paul for a week, and he went on an high.
I'm on a high forever, I think.
Oh yeah,
that's what it is.
It's all good.
It's
Have you told the folks?
I was doing stuff yesterday, not yesterday, this afternoon, and my phone rang, and it was my the landlord. You know you call him now, the landlord of the building, anyway.
Yeah, landlord.
And I'd put him for a move to a flat near my brother. Can you hear me? Because I can't hear you.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can now, occasionally.
What are you doing, Paul?
I haven't done anything. So I got a call from my landlord today, and I put an application 18 months ago to move to a flat near to my brother, because he's on one side of Hull and I'm on this side.
Mm-hmm.
So she phoned me up today and she said, do you want to come and have a look at a flat tomorrow in the same block as your brother? So I said, don't need to look, I'll just check it.
Right.
She says, oh, no, you've got to look. I said, oh, okay, then I'll look. So, yeah, I'm going to look tomorrow at a new flat. I want to be in his block because his block, all his electric is done with those things on your roof.
Oh, yeah, the solar panels.
Solar panels. So he pays about 30 quid a month.
Yeah, they're very good out there.
Yeah.
My mother had them when she was alive. She had them on her bungalow.
All his heating is electric, and all his heating's free. It's like living in a bloody sauna.
Well, I tell you what, there's not so many can say they're getting their heating free today, is there? That's good, that.
Yeah.
It should be over a certain age. It should be a benefit.
It's not, he still pays. He pays about 10 quid a week, energy wise.
Right.
But besides that,
it's that's good news, then, Paul. It's all happening, mate.
So I don't know why me so much wrong with me system.
What's happening?
Is your system? Are you losing your voice? Basically, is your voice keep going off?
Can you hear me well in chat? Can people hear me?
I can't even see your lips moving.
Can't you?
No, you just sat there.
You can hear me though.
Yeah.
Well, it's coming over all right.
Right, you just look as though you sat there looking at the screen.
It's frozen, isn't it?
Anyway, it looks frozen. Like it to me.
But you can hear me.
I can hear you, yeah.
Well, you'll have to put up with my good looks as a picture.
Let me see about getting into the chat here somewhere. Because I haven't a bloody clue what I'm doing.
Thanks, Noxie. Noxie says we're fine. Kelsey says we're fine.
Right, evening, Kelsey, love. Noxie, good evening. I don't know what's wrong with me, sis. I've been sat here for an hour Oh, there it is. It's coming up now. But I don't know.
He were all ready to go, and look at him now.
I don't know what it is. Anyway,
So
nothing can spoil my mood.
you were saying you're on an eye because there's a possibility you could be moving near your brother.
Yeah. Well, there is a possibility. She said, "Come and have a look." I'm going to go, no matter what it bloody looks like. I'm off.
I didn't know whether to call you Danish Paul or Denmark Paul tonight.
You can call me what you want, Bobby.
He's no Yorkshireman.
No, I'm not. I've no Yorkshire blood in me at all.
Bloody 60% Danish foreigner.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he conned me, you know. When I first met Paul, he conned me. He says, "Those Yorkshiremen, we stick together. We don't take no messing about."
Well, actually,
when
I first met you, I thought I was a bloody Yorkshireman. It wasn't until afterwards that I've realised I'm shit. I'm a Viking.
So, can you break it down? What party is what? You're 60%. You told me you're 60% Danish.
60% Danish.
Right.
It isn't. I mean, it's 60% that way and 40% this side, but it's not exactly the same figure, if you know what I mean.
So, you're talking on your mother's side or your father's side?
My father's side's Danish.
Right. So you're 60% Danish on your father's side.
Yeah. So 50% of your DNA comes from one parent, and 50% comes from the other parent. So, of course, somewhere in my mother's DNA is a very small amount of Viking.
Right.
Because I've got nearly 60% Viking, which wouldn't make it quite right. But I've got, out the 60%, I think 10% of it's Norwegian and 10% is Swedish and 8% is German.
Wow. So does that mean you're still in AU? EU?
In my head.
You should be getting benefits from EU. You,
yeah. Anyway, yeah, so I'm quite pleased because 4 weeks ago I had a family tree that only had one half.
Mm-hmm.
I had my mother's maternal line, and I'd gone back 5 generations on my mother's line.
Right.
And I found in my mother's line there was 4 fathers that were not listed on birth certificates and things like that.
Yes.
So with DNA, I found those, and I've filled that side up. But I had nothing on my paternal line at all.
Right.
And then end of January, boom, out it came.
And how did it appear all of a sudden out at blue?
I got speaking to a third cousin in Copenhagen.
And they found you?
No, I found them. Well, my DNA, they came up on my DNA saying you've got a match here, a third cousin. Now, normally with a third cousin, it's not quite close enough. But I thought, well, I'm just going to email and see what they say. And luckily, I'd hit on a person. It doesn't sound right, but I'd hit on a person who was into ancestry and DNA. So
right, so
she had all of her DNA and the whole of that side of the family. And then all we needed to do was find somebody who I knew was another match for me on her side. And I found one. And I said, "Oh, this one's on your side, and it's definitely on mine, and it's a third cousin twice removed." And she looked and she said, "Yeah, that person's on mine." And then we found the first cousin, who taken the test, but hadn't got any names in a tree. Yeah, so they take the test, put the DNA up, and had nothing attached to it, just hair. So with a bit of detective work and Facebook trolling and, you know, all that kind of Instagram and shit and whatever, and finding this person, this first cousin, and then that dropped into place, and wham, me paternal line opened up. The only thing you couldn't find out was which was my father out of the 3 brothers.
Right.
And then once we'd got this in touch with this first cousin, her mother, it fell into place because her mother's grandfather was my father.
Right.
Everything then fell into place. Everything fitted. All the matches fitted. So I think I had, something like 190 matches on the Danish side.
Wow.
And I'd known about them for a long time, but I couldn't find it. I couldn't fit them in my tree because I couldn't find anywhere to fit them. Right. You can't guess. You have to, Anyway.
Right.
It worked out. So from going from nobody on the 30th of January to going to a full paternal line from the 3rd of February, wham bam, thank you, man. And
isn't it amazing how things can fall into?
Sure. I've been on live. They don't use WhatsApp over there. They do. I've forgotten what they call it now. They use a different system. I was trying to get them onto WhatsApp.
Right.
And then, but they don't use WhatsApp.
Oh.
And then we tried something they use, Recon or something like that. I can't remember what it's called. A bit like WhatsApp, but it's more of a European thing. We couldn't get that to work. And as a last resort, I said, let's give it a go on Facebook. And it worked straight away, straight in. So we had a 3-way video chat.
And how did you go on with the language breakdown?
Well, it was all right because the third cousin who I'd originally spoken to, she was fluent in 10 languages.
Oh,
she could even understand Yorkshire, so it was all right. And then, of course, when I found the niece I found who came on the call, she was broken English, so I had to use, Google Translate sometimes and translate into Google.
And how's your Danish?
Shite. I haven't got any.
Well, if they learn that word off you, they'll know what kind of character.
Right, yeah, they will.
One of your favourite words.
But yeah, so like I say, nobody can get me off this high. So I've been on a high since then, and then I got a bigger high today when I've been told I can move. That's cracking. I like that. Mm-hmm. And then hopefully tomorrow, when lottery phone, you can say you've got £1 million in the lottery for tonight. I'm in.
Lovely. I must admit, when I rung you the other day, well, you rang me. No, I rung you, didn't I? I can't remember who rang who.
No, I think I rang you, and then you didn't answer. So,
and I thought, God, he sounds happy. You were, hello. I normally get, what do you want? And I thought, and I told you, didn't I? I says, you sound happy. And it's just amazing how these things come along and they're so unexpected. There's such a thing as a coincidence, isn't there? And
there is, yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
I'm stuck here because I don't know what I don't know what the hell is happening because
listen, I'm sure Levi will sort you out when he gets back.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. Because I can't find my StreamYard. It seems to have disappeared off my screen. But we're still live.
Oh, yes, we're still live.
We're still live. So why? I just can't understand why we. Oh, I found it now. There we go. Yeah, I found it. Okay.
So, well, I've just been making a video. I'm not going to tell you what of, but I'm making a video and I'll be putting it out later on tonight. So anybody wants to go across to my channel and have a look.
Have you used your flyaway camera thing?
No. Well, it's a small drone, and all drone. The thing is with drones is if it weighs under 250 grams,
Mm.
You don't need a flyer's license. You just need an ID license, and you can fly it over people. It's quite safe. Not
Right.
crowds, but you can fly it where there's through towns and that. If it's over, you need a flyer's ID. So
Right.
most people get them under 250 grams in weight. But
Are they susceptible to wind?
Correct. Wind and rain. It
Yeah.
can knock it off balance a bit.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't had it long, and I'm basically going to wait summer and see what I can get.
Wait for the good weather.
To test it out at a distance and a night. But at the moment, I'm just doing like 100 feet above or away, and playing with it at the moment. But I'm getting used to it. And I'm going to put some footage up. Yeah, I'll put some footage up. So, yeah, I've been busy all afternoon. It takes some hard work making videos. It's a lot of effort to go into it. And you're forever having to watch it back to make sure you've not missed out or out that comes up,
Are we sure we're live?
Yeah, we're live. I'm
We've
watching
got nobody in.
There's what?
Well, it's showing there's nobody in.
There's Kelsey and Noxie, but they've dropped off. We had 5 watching, but now 7 watching, but now we're just 3 of them.
Well, it's gone up to 3 now on mine.
But it doesn't matter, does it?
No, I don't know. It doesn't matter anything. I didn't want it to go tits up because it just doesn't seem to be working right. You keep going as though
Tom's in now. Look, Tom, you're a real nightmare. How you doing, buddy? Me always comes along, does Tom?
Do you know, I can't have sorted this out because I can't see Tom in the stream.
Can't you?
No.
Are you looking on YouTube or are you looking on your stream?
I'm looking at live stream studio. Let me go to. Oh God.
Well, you've not missed much, Tom. All we're doing is trying to sort
I can tell you.
Paul's computer out because he's useless at the moment.
I can see Tom now.
With that. He needs Levi. Come back, Levi. All 3 of them.
Fly away, Paul. Yeah.
Anyway, I know you don't talk much about him on this live, but have you heard from him recently?
Yeah, he phoned me yesterday.
And things good?
Yeah, just same as normal. There's nothing. We were actually, he was buzzing because I'd been searching his his family tree. I thought I'd do it while he's in the slammer.
Right.
If you know what I mean.
Well, his family tree is your family tree.
You are?
His family tree is your family tree.
Only half of his family tree is my family tree.
Well, yes, but I say his father's side.
So Levi's like me, basically.
Oh, we know that.
No, I mean,
if anybody don't know Levi, he's a nicer version of Paul.
The nicer? What you on about?
He's a lovely lad, is Levi. He's very polite, never swears.
No, he swore last night at me on the phone.
Well, I can understand him.
Yeah. Anyway, it was. So I said to him last night, if I get in touch with with your headmaster, because I couldn't remember what you call them. What do you call them?
Teacher, eh?
No.
Headmaster.
Governor. That's it.
Oh, governor.
Yeah. I said, if I get in touch with your governor, do you think they'd let me bring a DNA sample kit in? There's something wrong with this, Bobby, isn't there? I can see. I haven't had a drink of coffee for ages, and all of a sudden I've got just had a drink of coffee on screen. You're not saying anything because I can't hear you.
You're frozen. It's jittering. He's fine on live. Just carry on. Battle on. Put the tin hat on and get through it. That's what you used to say online, isn't it?
Hey?
That's what you used to say during war. Put the tin hat on and get on with it.
That's it.
You were saying DNA.
Yeah, so I said, do you think they'll let me come in with a DNA kit and take your DNA? So I said, I don't think so, Grandad. I said, well, I'll put my thinking cap on and put a really nice letter to your governor and see.
Yeah, you never know.
Because you never know, they might just, it's now, is it?
Clary, evening, love. Good to see you, darling.
Anyway,
that's a funny story, that, because, you know, Charles Bronson, the convict.
Not personally, but I've heard of him.
He's locked up, isn't he?
Is he?
He was country's most dangerous prisoner at one time, they call him, Charles Bronson. Changed his name to Salvador. Oh, what?
Wasn't Charles Bronson the actor?
There was an actor called Charles Bronson.
Oh, right. Well, that's who I was thinking. This
fella's locked up, and he's been locked up for 40-odd years, and he's never killed nobody. He's just a violent man. Right. Anyway, there were a reporter that claimed to be his son.
Right.
And he wanted to do that test. It's funny you should say it. And he wanted to take a testing to get a DNA off him, sample, so that he could go find out if he was. And they wouldn't let him. And he ended up pulling hairs out of his chin and bloody spitting in a sandwich for him and sneaking it out.
Right.
So fingers crossed.
I presume he's across the pond. It's not in this country, is it?
Oh, yeah, in this country.
It's in this country. Charles Bronson's in Nick in this country.
Yeah. His high security has been in for bloody 40 years or something.
Right.
And he got taken in for trying to rob a post office.
Right.
But
okay.
He's attacked people in prison many times, so he's never going to get out if he don't behave himself. It's just a coincidence that story said that. Anyway, we've got some good ones in today. We got Noxie, Clary, Tom, yeah, and good old Kelsey looking after us.
Yeah.
Anyway, she'll be round, will Kelsey, when she finds out if you get a new place.
Yeah, there's definitely something wrong with this bloody system. I know there is. With my head in. When you know, it's one of those things that bugs you, and it's bugging me.
Is it?
Yeah, because it isn't right. I know it's not right.
Noxie, I watch DJ Media. Yeah, you're right, mate. It's a good channel.
What?
Noxie's put up a channel that you can look for drone footage. There's lots of channels on YouTube that explain how to use drones, but for drone footage, you get some, certain ones that's good.
Well, that's going to be good for me, isn't it? If I chuck my phone in the air, you can call it a bloody drone.
Well, I was having a chat with Noxie while you were buggering about with your computer.
I tell you what I could do is I could get a big rubber band or something and put it on my phone and fly it like that round my head.
Well, remember them little planes you used to get, little balsa wood when you were a kid?
Yeah, you strap
it. It'd be off. You never find it.
Strap a little camera on the bugger. Yeah.
Aye.
Anyway, yeah. So
you're gonna have a busy time this week, and you have researching and what have you. It'd be nice if you could go over to Denmark, wouldn't it? And
yeah, well, I've had a look at prices. It's 240 quid for a flight from Humberside. Return.
Yeah. Have you looked at last minute ones, just out of interest?
Yeah.
Is it any cheaper? Because you can get flights up as little as 25 quid if you pick right time.
There's no cheapos.
And you've got your accommodation and what have you.
Yeah.
Hiya, Sharon. Good evening, love.
Evening, Sharon. Hope you're well.
We like Sharon. She's a lovely lass. She's had a great weekend, she says. I take notice of what you
been boxing.
I don't know, but she's had a great weekend.
Boxing this weekend.
Right.
You know that BFC or whatever you call it.
Oh yeah.
Jamboree or I don't know. We've been on it anyway. Been on one.
BCFC.
Having a bit of a party.
BKFC, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Sounds like a chicken hut.
I like that stuff, me. I like that stuff, but it's whether you do or not. She's a big fan of Shannon at BKFC.
Yeah.
she's been all over, been abroad watching them and
Yeah.
all over.
I know. I can see from her chats.
But yeah, it's lovely to know you had a good weekend, love.
Yeah, there's definitely something not working right, Bobby. Definitely not.
Maybe it's what's the word when you get two programs that
crap. I haven't got I've only got the normal program that I use.
Sometimes you know better than me, but you've got something in the background that's affecting it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. But
have you got something open that's
no, I closed everything down. That's what I said.
But listen, I'm gonna be a funny beggar now, like you are. When they're not here to watch you fix your computer.
You carry on talking. It just isn't right. I can see it's not right. I'm looking at the screen and I'm about an hour in front.
You can't be in front, can you? How can you be in front? I haven't said it yet.
You see, I can see your lips moving, but I can't hear what you're saying. And then sometimes your lips don't move, and I can hear what you're saying.
It's your graphics card then that's struggling, or it's a stream. One or two.
There's something wrong somewhere. Definitely.
Kelsey says it's time travel.
It is. There's so much shit about it.
Are you going, Sharon Love? Thank you for popping in.
Yeah, thanks, Sharon Love.
Have a great week, darling.
Sorry that we're a bit boring.
Always.
Yeah, I'm just making sure I've got nothing open on me thing.
So how's your are you not going to learn any Danish then, Paul?
No,
I think you should.
It sounds a little bit complicated to me.
Urdy.
Yeah. Swedish chef.
I think it'd only be polite to just learn please, thank you, and as you say, shite.
Yeah, well, quite a few words that that they speak.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to speak. You don't need to understand Danish to know what it means, if you see what I mean.
What do you mean?
Well, I was talking to the niece the other night, and she said, thank you, uncle. But it was in Danish. Mm-hmm. But I didn't need to translate it because I understood it, because it sounded the same.
Oh, right. You get certain words that you...
Uncle is uncle. So, you can get it, can't you? Do you see what I mean? Anyway.
You see, Tom's just asking. I went to hospital this week, Paul. They're always at bloody hospital, babe. And doctors. I don't know what you're like, but once you start going, then you're never away. And slightest problem I have, they always want to do a blood test or a chest X-ray or whatever. So I'm waiting for my results back. Thanks for asking, Tom. It means so much. That. Thank you, mate. I should get them back by 18th, I said. So I'll see what happens. Kelsey, I think Kelsey speaks Dutch, doesn't she? She knows a bit of Dutch. And she says, they say aye for hello and goodbye in Denmark. It's confusing at first.
Well, nobody will be saying goodbye to me, will they?
Well, you'll be able to learn pick up a few phrases off her.
I will. Avez-vous un cuppa? Oh, no, that's French, isn't it? Oh, that's, Anyway.
It's doing your head in.
Out in the chat that we can talk about.
It's doing your head in, is that computer? I can tell.
Yeah, because there's something wrong. I can see it. I'm watching it now on YouTube. Yeah. And on YouTube, it's behind, well behind.
It must be your stream or your internet. Must be.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, 18th is a long time, isn't it, for a result coming back, which is 2 weeks. It'll be 2 weeks, I think. But you've just it's amazing what they can see in blood, isn't it? You know, they can get now most things. It's good. It's a good thing in a way because what they've learnt about blood is, you know, they can see so much just by looking at your blood. You know, a lot of things can be cured a lot easier or identified very, you know, quicker.
How curious is this?
They are a nightmare, Noxie. Hospitals are a nightmare. You know,
yeah.
You're right, Noxie. An appointment. He says I had an appointment cancelled last month, and now I've got to wait until July. Yeah, it's crackers, isn't it?
Well,
It's crackers.
good job it's not bloody important, isn't it?
Well, it might be. It's Noxie. Are you saying Noxie's not important?
No, you know what I mean. It's a bit like that bloody blood test I put in.
Oh yeah.
They said, oh, you'll get your result in a week.
Wow.
I waited 14 days nearly and didn't get out.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I'll wait till the Wednesday and then I'll give them a call. Anyway, the Wednesday morning, they phoned me up and said, oh, just phoning you regarding your blood tests. I said, oh, right, okay. So she said, I want to make an appointment for you. So I said, yeah, that's fine. Anytime you want. I'll come now if you want. No. The doctor will talk to you over the phone. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay then. When is it? She said the 24th. I said, well, you're a bit late. It was 24th 2 days ago. She says, no, the 24th of February.
Well, bloody hell.
Well, it can't be that fucking important then, can it?
No. It's sad to hear that, Noxie lad. Well, it's for the bowel cancer clinic and camera down the throat. I don't envy you, mate.
You know, I don't like. I've had that camera down my throat, I think 3 times, and it's a nightmare.
Don't say he don't want to know that, does he?
You've had it done before.
Well, I went to doctors this week, and she said, what we'll do is, because I've got arthritis in my knee and I'm down for a hip replacement, and she sent me up to hospital for some X-rays. They come back. I says, what's results? She says, we'll just refer you to physio. So bloody physio. Anyway, she said, what we'll do is we'll come back at end of week and see nurse and get we'll take a blood test and we'll do a trace my heart test.
Oh, God.
I says, I don't think I've got an heart. Some people say I've got an heart anyway. Anyway, it happened to be an ECG where they stick all these pads all over you. And she says, you'll be a little electric shock. You won't feel out. So they did that.
You're sharing.
But they don't, yeah. But they don't tell you nothing. They don't tell you nothing. I don't what results she got back from that ECG, but she didn't tell me.
No.
It's all, ring your doctor in a week and find out.
It's crackers, isn't it?
I've got a doctor's appointment. When is it?
Crackers.
Oh, it's on 18th, 18th. I have to ring to find out results of this. And they booked me at bloody physio at the same day. So I'll be at physio on phone to bloody doctor at the same time. But, hey, at least we've got that in this country. But I just feel as though you're never left alone.
I don't know. You know what? I don't know if you watched the news over the weekend, but they've decided that anybody over the age of 75 is eligible for another fucking prick.
A what?
You know, another vaccine. It's all about RSV vaccine or some fucking thing. Where's all these diseases coming from? Are they making them up and then just so they can come and stick stuff in your arm?
Well, I have annual flu jab and COVID jab. That's it.
I've stopped doing the COVID. I had my flu jab, and I only had that because I got sick of them texting me saying, Have you been for your COVID jab?
Oh, yeah,
Have
yeah.
you been for your COVID jab yet?
They don't say them with flu jab, though, don't they?
Not COVID. Have you been for your flu jab yet?
Yeah.
I had about 20 texts. I haven't been, of course. So I phoned them up. I said, can you stop sending me texts about bloody flu test jab? So sure, you haven't had it. I said, why do I want a fucking flu jab? I don't go out. How am I going to catch flu?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, you need to take a flu test. Is that a flu jab? So I said, okay, I'll arrange me one then. And she said, we can do your COVID at the same time if you want.
That's what said to me.
No, I don't want it. Thank you.
Right.
So I went and got my flu jab, and then 2 days later, I got another bloody text saying, do you want your shingles jab? No, I fucking don't. You know, I mean, what? How many pricks do you want to stick in your bloody arm?
It just all appears this, doesn't it? Once it's like now I take 10 tablets a day, and I thought,
well, I mean, it's a bit like that bloody stupid twat who's in charge of the country sat there doing his HIV test. Did you see it on the news?
Who's that?
That twat down south who runs the country or runs the fucking world or whatever he does with it.
Keir Starmer.
Starmer, that's him, yeah. So he sat there taking a HIV test. And I tell you what, within 2 weeks, we'll be getting fucking text messages saying, you want to come in and take your HIV test?
What's that all about?
Because lots of people don't know they've got this HIV, whatever it is.
Oh.
Fucking things. They've got money to waste.
I know I get pestered with flu. I mean, if I don't, you get texts all the time, don't you? And I got it's round about just as cold weather starting. I'll get a text. Our flu clinic is open. You can come down Saturday morning, or you can come Thursday afternoon. I get them all the time until you go.
There's a walk-in centre here, and there's a walk-in centre there. You walk in, and no, it's not. It's on Thursdays at 2:00. And
yeah. Oh, then I went to one, and it was a Saturday morning, dedicated just for.
I'm losing my bag now. I'm starting to rant.
And I went for it was a Saturday morning, and I went down, and it was dedicated. Surgery were dedicated just for flu jabs. And honest to God, it was like cattle market. Next, in, out. There were 4 doctors all bloody jabbing them.
Ridiculous.
I thought, bloody hell.
I really do.
How many people must get him? But I must admit, I was always prone to catch flu. Always. And I haven't had flu at change. It's normally around about now. It's weather changes back to warm weather.
I don't know.
And
doing me head in.
I haven't had it this for a good few years, which will suit me. It does me. But there's a lot of people say they don't work and all this, don't they?
Well, I just think it's crackers, Ever since we had this stupid cough thing, the 2020 effort thing, they've started giving everybody jabs everywhere. Oh, you want a jab for this? You want a jab for that? You want a jab for this? Piss off, I don't.
Yeah. It's because we grew up tough, Paul. We didn't have that option. You just got on with it, didn't you? I had a TB jab when I was at school, and that was it. Or if you'd got a graze and it won't,
tetanus.
They give it bloody jabbing backside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you had a tetanus before?
Yeah.
What they used to say, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Have you had tetanus? Your tetanus jab? No. Oh,
bend over.
And then, of course, next time you go, 5 years later or whatever, have you had a tetanus? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes, you knew right answers.
You learn, don't you?
They used to say, bend over chair, and bloody, you felt like they'd thrown a dart at you, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a bloody nightmare. Don't stand on that rusty nail because you'll have to have a prick up your bum.
Aye. It was that, but it wasn't it.
Yeah.
Anything like a rusty nail out like that, it was get a tetanus. But you don't seem to hear about that now, do you?
I don't think so.
I don't know what, you don't seem to do that anymore.
It's rickets, measles, COVID,
yes.
HIV.
Oh, it's never ending.
Rickets, and not rickets, shingles. There's hundreds of them.
Yeah. I remember having me tetanus when I was at school. Did you all get that? It was like a bloody stamp on your arm.
Yeah.
It was like a little circle, but it stood out, didn't it? It was like embossed. I've still got mine now.
Everybody has them.
You got scarred from it, didn't you?
Yeah. It was a bloody nightmare.
So I don't know if do they still do that now, or have they found another?
I don't know whether they still do it, but I presume they do. The stuff's still out there, isn't it? It's like the measles injection and stuff.
Right.
It's still there. You still need it. Rubella, is it, whatever you call it.
But they've developed different ways of curing or dealing with it, don't they? With tablets and injections and all sorts now, don't they?
Yeah.
It's
well, not for measles, they don't. You have to. I think you've got. You don't you have a 3-way injection or something when you're young for rubella, mumps, and measles?
I don't know. I've never had measles. I don't even really know what it is.
You've never? No, I've never had measles. Oh no, I'm telling a lie. Which was the one?
It's highly contagious, isn't it?
Which was the one where when you were kids and somebody caught whatever it was, you used to arrange a party, so all the kids came.
Oh yes, that's right.
I think that
might be measles.
Yeah,
I think that might be measles. Yeah, because it was like if one kid got, because it was highly contagious, wasn't it?
Yeah, if one kid on the street got it, well, everybody went to his house for a party. So everybody got it.
It was a bit like Nitty Nora when she visited school.
Yeah,
we used to call her Knit Nurse Nora. She'd come once a year and scalp you all. But let's have a look. And if one kid got it, we all got it.
Yeah, and then you had to get that bloody purple shampoo.
That's what I mean. It's bloody horrible, wasn't it?
You went to school next day with purple hair. Oh, we know what you've got.
I could still smell that. Now they just send a letter around, don't they? Send a letter home with kid if they find them. And please be aware your kid's got nits.
How would they bloody know? Are they allowed to touch them?
Yeah, the nurse comes in once.
Do they? They still do
come in and just do an overall, don't they? But the thing is,
I finished school in 1966, Bobby, so I have no idea what they do in schools nowadays.
But the thing is if you get one family, and there's always one family in school that don't give a toss, and they're always going to be about and it's out there.
Yeah, you'll never get rid of them.
No, it only takes one family. Just say I've got half a dozen kids that say I'm not bothered, and all school's got it. You'll never cure it. It's one of those things, isn't it? It's in order, aye.
Yeah, that bloody little comb you used to get.
Oh, yeah, nick comb.
That metal nick comb. Oh,
my mum used to say, "Come here, you. Sit down. I'm going to go through your hair,
rip your bloody head to bits."
Especially my sister, because she had long hair. And we used to hate it. And she used to do it after we'd been in Bath on a Sunday before school. She did. Not having you going to school with nits. Let's have a look. Then what days, Paul, weren't there?
They were. I can remember them well.
Oh.
I remember that purple bloody shampoo, smelly stuff.
Yes, I can still smell it now when I think of it.
It's a bit like when I first joined up and at the Army School of Catering, where 16 years old, I'm at the Army School of Catering, but you had to go on parade every morning in your chef's whites, ready to go to school, and you had to stand there with your hands out like that, and then they'd come round, clip your lug, that nail's too long, get it short.
Yeah.
You've been chewing on that nail. If you don't sort it out, they're going to sort it for you. And then a week later, you'll go back on parade, and the lads who have been chewing the bloody nails get painted with this purple shit, and it makes them sick.
Oh, my mum used to put vinegar on his fingers
this,
if we chewed
I
his
do remember
fingernail.
it well. So when, of course, when you went into the classes and stuff like that, the chefs, you know, the teachers and all, whatever you call them, they were all chefs, but they were teaching you.
Yeah.
And oh, don't you be touching that with those purple fingers. Get out my fucking kitchen.
Well, Noxie's got it right there. Sorry, Tom's got it right there. Tom, you're real your nightmare. Chicken pox. That's where you had that party.
That's it.
Chicken pox, not me.
Yeah, chicken pox party.
Because you come out in little spots, didn't you?
Yeah.
And because they said if they all got them together, they'd be all right. They'd all get well together. And because once you've had them, haven't you?
Yeah, you only get it once, don't you?
Yeah. So they said, let's have a party. Let's get shut of them all once.
I can remember going to the parties. Even if you'd had it before, you still went to the party.
Yeah, because you weren't going to catch it. But if you hadn't had it, it were highly contagious. That you don't need to brush past somebody. But
I think it was. I think the injection that you used to get afterwards was cow. They used to inject you with cowpox.
What's that?
It's a form of chicken pox, but back in the day, when chicken pox was rife, you know, went way back in the day, when chicken pox was rife. Some enterprising professor or doctor or whatever realized that none of the milkmaids was catching this chicken pox, and they couldn't figure out why milkmaids would not catch chicken pox. And it was because they were always got their hands on the cows.
Right.
And so they got this stuff. I always call it cowpox. I don't know if that's what it was called. But then they made this, you know, like penicillin shit or whatever you call it. And you got the injection for it, which then you didn't have the parties.
Missed out on the parties then.
Yeah, because you'd all had a bloody injection. And everybody got an injection, even if you'd had chicken pox before, you still got the bloody injection at school. Yeah, so
now Tom's mentioned something there that it damaged me when I was a kid. Remember mouth washed out with soap for bad mouthing?
No, never had my mouth washed out.
I'll tell you what, you remember old carbolic blocks of soap? The green ones.
Yeah, I do.
She shoved that in my mouth and
whoa,
mum used to go.
That's parenting for you. I never had that.
Well, my mum used to. My dad never touched us. Never smacked us once. My mum did it all.
There was no chance of my dad touching me, was there?
She had it all to do, and she knew how to bloody. Well, I shouldn't say, but she knew how to braille you.
I tell you what, my mum did. And you know when we all had open fires, and at the side of the fire there was a little brass thing that had a little pan on it, a little and a brush, little brass thing.
Yeah.
You knew you'd done wrong if she went to the fucking brass thing, because she picked the poker up and smack you with it.
Bloody hell! That's rough, is that, Paul?
Yeah. But we never had mouth washed.
Yeah. Oh, my mum.
She was good at it though, because she never marked us.
Oh, my mum used to. She was.
Oh, she could.
My dad was laid back, you see, but he was a bit like me, and he didn't. But he used to. It used to hurt more if he disciplined us than my mother. Because you can only, I got to a point when I was a kid that she'd brain me and it'd be like, it doesn't hurt anymore. I'm used to it. Whereas my dad used to say, get to your room, you're not coming out. And that hurt more to me.
Yeah.
You know, being stuck in my bedroom. But I'd be out at window. I would have beg you.
But saying that, when my mum, it got to a point where my mum only had to threaten.
Oh, you got that look.
But, you know, once you knew the look.
Yeah.
Or, you know, you got a clue that you've done something wrong. You knew damn well. I better shut up here or do what I'm told to do. Otherwise, that poker's going to whack me round the back of my legs.
Well, it sounds, any kid today would think this sounds bloody barbaric. but it's not. It's good parenting.
I don't know about that.
No, and I'll tell you why it's good parenting. Because the creator line you don't cross.
Yeah, it teaches.
We all knew that, didn't we? I knew how far I could go with my mother and my father.
Yeah.
And you knew if you crossed that line, it was game over.
It was.
And at the same time, you know, like, if I went to school and said, teacher braid me round the head, she'd say, what do you do wrong? That's her thought straight away. And a Bobby walking that road when I was a kid, if a Bobby says, I know your dad, you'll behave yourself, otherwise I'll be telling him.
Yeah.
I'd be like, no, don't.
Yeah.
Because there were fear instilled in you, but what it did was, it created some respect.
Yeah, it instilled respect in your.
Now today it's the other way around. A kid goes home from school.
There's no respect at all with any.
They go home from school and say, "Teacher's cracked me in the head for not behaving." Oh! I'm off up to that school. I'm going to sue them.
They do, yeah.
It's totally opposite, isn't it? It's died as that respect.
I know. I would never go home to my mum and say, you know, I got slippered in what they call it this morning in assembly.
Oh no.
Because she'd crack me chupping lug and say, "Well, there you go. That'll teach you. Here's another one."
It sounds silly, and any kid won't understand this today. But like the local Bobby or the school teachers, they'd back each other up, and so would your parents. They'd be all on ones. You felt as though they were all against you.
Yeah,
but it were discipline, and it were learning discipline.
Yeah,
and it created respect. And I think
you
that
can't do that nowadays. It's
but a lot wouldn't understand us talking now because these young ones, if they're tuned in here now, Paul, they'd be going, bloody hell, they must have been living like cavemen, they'd think.
Yeah.
But it won't.
I think it was barbaric.
Yeah, they would.
You know,
well, they couldn't do it today, could you?
You couldn't. You know, because the kid would be on the bloody phone to the social worker straight away. My mum's beating me up.
But
social worker comes round, clips you round the lug and says, "That'll teach you." There you go. Bam, bam.
Well, you know, you turn into your parents. You do.
Oh,
because, shit. You know, they always say a man should look at the girlfriend's mother before they marry him.
Yeah.
My wife's definitely turned into a mother. Same laugh and everything. He's scary. And you know,
I don't keep mine that long.
Well,
I traded him in after 6 years, mate.
Well,
model.
I remember my mum and dad saying, "You don't know how you're born today," and I remember them saying,
"Yeah,
all music sounds the same."
Yeah,
and I find I say that back to my lad. I'll go, "What you listening to? It all sounds same to me." And you think to me, saying, when I was a kid and I used to hear my father say that or my mum say that, I used to think, silly old bugger.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. It just goes round in circles.
It does. It goes. It does a full circle, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
It's got, you know, it evolves, but it doesn't evolve. It stays. It stays. Yeah. Well, you'll know more about that than with genealogy. Well, I learned when I did psychology, Paul, that you get more of your traits and your mannerisms off your grandparents than you do your parents.
Well, I keep pulling my bloody ear thing out. What the?
I don't know. That's interested to know if you know that or know about that.
Well, I don't know, but what I have noticed, while I've been doing, you know, the DNA thing, is it does seem to miss a generation out.
It does. It skips a generation.
Yeah, and because on my mother's side, her mother knew her father.
Yeah.
Her mother, you know, her mother's mother had no father listed. And then the one before it had a father listed, and the one before that one didn't have a father listed. Nothing on the birth certificate.
It's strange.
Born out of wedlock.
there's something about it. I mean, it's like my
generation.
Yeah, it's like my grandfather had a good head of hair. My hair's still going strong, but my father didn't.
Another one was twins. That seems to miss a generation as well.
Yeah.
You know, you'd have one part of the family would have twins, and then it'd miss a generation, and then the next generation had twins.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's funny, isn't it?
It is strange.
Yeah.
But they say you get more of your traits and your mannerisms and your features from your grandparents and your parents. And as I said,
that's why I've got these bloody eyebrows. Missing Viking.
And and yeah, it's like I said, my granddad had a decent head of hair. I have, and my dad didn't. He skipped a generation.
Yeah. Well, there you go. It's just like that, isn't it? Really.
It is. It's strange.
Yeah, I've noticed lots of things while I've been on the genealogy thing. Lots of things. What
I thought you'd know a little bit. We've been looking at because you look at that all the time, won't you? Different generations and
I'm on it all. I'm on it every day, Bobby.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's a bit like birth dates. You know, I was born on the 18th of March, and I think I might be wrong, but there's about another 16 out there who were born on the 18th of March. You know, now people will say, well, you know, one of those things. But if I go through the records, you can see that there's dates are just cropping up all the time. You've gone up that way.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. So things do stick out.
Well, another one is my son were born on his granddad's birthday. It's another coincidence.
Yeah.
But it makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Because I were fortunate to be able to ring him up, my dad, God bless him, he's gone, and say, what's best birthday present you could have? And I told him, you know, he'd got a grandson. So on you, it's very interesting. It's very interesting, this subject.
It can be, you know, if you get into, I don't know really. I get to a point where I feel I'm boring people's heads off by talking about it, because I've been doing it 25 bloody years nearly.
Well, with genealogy, yeah, but with like I said, with certain things, you've got to work out what is coincidence and what could actually be fact. And
you know, it's a bit like you know, like another generational split. You'll find that somebody in the family in one generation dies on the 1st of August, 1926. And if you look back in the record, somebody died on the 1st of August 30 years ago, which is a generation ago, you know. So as one dies, another one comes.
Yeah.
You know, it's one in, one out type thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whether it's just coincidence, I don't know.
This is it.
All the time. Lots of them.
You could put a lot down to coincidence, but at the same time, there's a pattern. It's that pattern that makes you wonder.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. You know, sometimes it'll stick out, and sometimes I think, oh, well, you know. It's
anyway, Paul, listen. Denmark, Paul.
Oh, it's nearly 8 o'clock, mate.
Denmark, Paul. Danish, Paul.
Yeah. Well, before we go, I'm just thinking of changing me. Now I know who my biological father is, and he's Danish. I'm thinking of going for changing my name to his name. You know, through deed poll.
Really?
Yeah, because Smith's not my name.
And what's his name? Do you mind us asking?
Nielsen Normand.
Nielsen Normand. Oh,
yeah.
That's a fancy name, isn't it? Double barreled.
Yeah. So,
well,
I'm a bit old in life to be thinking about changing my name.
Well,
anyway,
we expect to see you next week, Paul, with a tin hat with horns on.
Yeah. Well, I'll be going out raping and pillaging at the weekend.
I will leave everybody with this thought that comes from Tom, Your Real Nightmare. One soul leaves and another one appears.
Yeah, that's it. You're
That's
exactly
great.
right.
That's a great way of
That's what I
putting it.
just said. It's
So listen, we're gonna make a move. We're going, and we'll see you all next week. Thank you for tuning in. I've had a
have
good
you
old
had anybody in?
and
Because
I
I can't see knack all.
No, but you get through week, you'll get a lot more watch it afterwards than watch
No,
it.
I'm not
live.
having a go. I'm just saying I can't see any. All I can see is me and you on the screen, and we just keep freezing all the time.
You see, the thing is, us Yorkshiremen, we're not grumpy, but those bloody Danes are.
Yeah, I know. That's where I get it from, mate. Anyway, I can't.
Right, I'll say good night, and I'll let you take over, Paul.
I can't play anything that says no. You know, like I normally press a button at the end. It's not working. There's something wrong. So, have you said your goodbyes?
I will say goodbye to everybody. Thanks for coming. I'll see you all at the same time next week, and I'll pass you over to Paul to say good night.
And just remember that Bobby's got something up on his channel tonight.
Yes.
I don't know what channel it is, but it'll be on tonight because he's got so bloody many.
Kelsey put it in the chat for me earlier.
Oh, did she? Oh, well done, Kels. Anyway, peeps, thanks for coming. I know it's been a bit of a testing time, because it has for me. Really testing time. And I know we've spoken a load of bollocks, but nobody was bringing anything into the conversation, so I didn't bother. And it's been nice talking to you. Thank you for coming. Live long and prosper. TTFN. And I can't go out because I can't find the thing to stop the stream. So, I found it. There we go.
Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye now.